Okay, now we're going to go on to the snooker. We touched last week about Judd Trump winning at the Crucible. This week, Craig, I want to talk about up-and-coming players and what markets and what odds can we get and what sort of edges can we get when the big boys and the big tournaments are not in play.
Right, well, at the moment, you've got the qualifying school for the new season. The new season starts in about 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Qualifying school lasts another 2 weeks. So that's 3 events and the 4 semi-finalists each event going forward. This year, the qualifying school standard has gone through the roof in these opening 3 days. And we've got a lot of overseas talent come. We've got Ben Mertens, who's a 13-year-old from Belgium. He's already made a century, and he's already through 2 rounds. Rhys Davies, a Welsh lad, he's about 14. We've got Lulian Buku from the Ukraine. Now, Alan Trigg was a professional with me, and he runs the Snooker Academy out there. And he spoke highly of him to me, and he mentioned that he's got the raw ability of a Judd Trump. He's travelled all the way from the Ukraine at 13 and he's already won his opening 2 matches. So all them players are now only 3 matches away from their status in their teens, in their early teens. There was one that I totally missed. CG Jiao, he's a Chinese player. I'd already covered the Q school for oddsmarket.com last week. I didn't mention this lad, but he played a local professional I know of that's just come off tour, Jamie Barrett. He beat him 4-0, and that made me look up, made me take notice. And then I looked at his match yesterday. He won 4-0 again with a century break, another 60 break. He's only 16, he's from China. We don't know a lot about him, but suddenly we've got all this young talent come to the Q school. It's never been here before. Normally we've got a plethora of journeyman professionals who are still trying to get some kind of living, and it's going to be an interesting couple of years going forward, because if these lads don't make it this year, this will be experience for future years. And it would appear there's some really young talent. This week on oddsmarket.com, I'm writing an article on some players to follow for the coming season. And at Edwards Tips, we keep data of their current form and their break building statistics, and it's quite a tell, especially in the 50 break consistency, and picked out 5 players from that. First one, would you believe, is one you'll know well, which is Martin Gould. Only played 50% of tournaments last year, gave himself an easy year, come back, won the Championship League, and then qualified for the Crucible and pushed Mark Williams on the opening day. His statistics are still that of a top 16 player. Then we like Nopon Sangakam, who was semi-finalist in China at the start of last season, losing to Mark Williams from 5-2 up in the semi-final, 6-5. He's a remarkable break builder. He's in the top 10 for centuries last season. That's with people like Judd Trump, Ronnie O'Sullivan. So he's still down the rankings, but in actual fact, his ability is a top 10 player. So he looks the next player for a breakthrough. And, you know, in the early tournaments this season, people should be looking to get on him.
Craig, what you say about these boys are going to tour school or the Q school? How many go through, and what do they go through to? Right,
so you got 3 tournaments, 4 from each go through the semi-finalists. There's 200 players start. So when that first 4 go through, they don't enter the next 2 events. Then you get 4 more and 4 more, and then it's the top 4 on the rankings over the 3 tournaments come in to make 16 players get a 2-year professional tour card, and then they can play the 23 ranking tournaments each season. They can't fall off the tour in the opening season. They've got 2 seasons to try and earn their money to stay on tour. And so that is the prize at the end of it. And I'm really getting quite hopeful that we're going to see a couple of teenagers make the tour. And that will really start to shake things up in snooker. And I've got a feeling that there's been quite a stagnation behind the scenes in Great Britain and what have you. And we've known that there's all these overseas talent for years, and suddenly they're all over here. And not only, as you think, from China, but like I said, you've got the lad from Belgium, 13-year-old, making century breaks. You've got, and we know how good Luca Brazil is, a very similar player. And then we've got a lad from the Ukraine at 13. And suddenly, the normal professionals that are in the top 128 year in, year out are going to have more difficult first rounds. They are going to be facing a harder time to earn a living, I do believe. I mean, you touched on it last week with snooker that the standard's never been higher. Well, I think the standard's going to go again now. I think Judd Trump's moved the bar at the top, and I actually think the bar at the bottom is now going to go way up. And like I say, we've got some really good statistics that we've collected, and there's no hiding place from players that aren't going to play to the standard required. They're just going to get overpowered by these young lads.
Okay then, Craig. Listen, we've obviously covered all the snooker. We've covered the golf. Obviously, people can follow you at Edwards Tips. So during the week and during the competition of the Colonial, you'll be giving them little updates and maybe finding them some in play as well.
Yes, I'm happy to. Yeah, I will update my articles, give a little tweet how they're doing, and maybe with a bit of in play, like you say, Flash.
Make sure you add Bryson DeChambeau. Thanks, Craig.
I will be, yeah. Thank you,
Cheers,
Flash.
Mate, and I'll look forward to speaking to you next week with a winner.
Yeah, same again. Same time, same place. Again. Bye,
Thanks,
Flash.
Craig. Good luck. That was Craig Edwards at Edwards Tips, golf, snooker, encyclopedia of knowledge. I get the feeling that I could have been there for 3 or 4 hours and I could have wandered off, cooked me dinner and just left him there, and he would have given you all the information you need.